Hey, what is up? So, right now I got lost, so why not make a video, right? While I'm lost and I'm walking home. At least I hope I found, the right location on Google Maps, but anyway. So, yeah, I guess I'll just ramble about random things and, just make a rambly video that you can put in the background, I guess. Uh, but anyway, so let's talk about computers and Linux, definitely, because the thing is, a while ago, basically almost a year ago at this point, I actually switched to Linux. I actually forced myself to switch to Linux as my main operating system. And ever since then, I have changed a lot. And because of this, I have actually become a much better Linux user and computer user in general. And I've also done some really good stuff as well. Like, for example, switching to Lineage OS on my main phone, which by the way is a Xiaomi Redmi 7. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy about using Lineage OS. However, it does have some issues without Micro G, at least. So my computer is actually like a mid-range gaming PC from 2020 that I actually got. Mid-range, but with some older parts and stuff like that. Right? Actually, older parts. Like a Ryzen 5 1600 AF, and 16 gigabytes of RAM with 2666 megahertz memory. So yeah, and an RX 580, 8 gigabytes of VRAM graphics card, and it's been running great. Ever since I got it, it's been running really, really good. In pretty much 99% of cases, really, there's like the last percent out when it's not running well. That's usually because I run some really heavy stuff, and so because I run some really heavy stuff sometimes on the computer, sometimes it does stress out a little bit. For example, once I was running a virtual machine. Actually, wait, it wasn't a virtual machine. I was playing Minecraft with some friends, and so there we go. I found my way. Okay, cool. Guess I'll talk a little bit to you guys while I'm walking home. Basically, I was playing Minecraft and stuff. So thing is, I had a web browser open, Discord was running, and my desktop environment was GNOME. And the RAM usage was about 4 gigabytes. And so, I opened up Minecraft, but I actually made one mistake, and that was like literally just giving it 12 gigabytes of my RAM, which was pointless, because the thing is, I didn't even need to give Minecraft that much RAM, as I wasn't using that many mods or shaders. But at some point I just thought it was just unnecessary to give Minecraft just that much RAM. But I started up Minecraft with 12 gigabytes of RAM anyway. And as soon as I loaded up the game, well, let me just say that my computer froze up completely. Not even being able to get to another TTY or a command line thing, which sucked. So I had to reset it, which it was fine. It was completely fine after I reset it. Changed the RAM Minecraft was using to 4 gigabytes. Or should I say, I gave Minecraft 4 gigabytes of my RAM, and things went fine. And so yeah, and I also did some other stuff recently. So I decided to do some distro hopping, and it was pretty fun. I'll say it was pretty freaking fun. Distro hopping. Now I did go from like Arch Linux XFCE, so yeah, Arch Linux with XFCE, to Debian with KDE for a little bit. It was, I mean, the experience was pretty stable. However, I used something called Screen Copy, which I usually use to show my phone screen, which I basically just use as a webcam at this point nowadays. Basically, I just screen share my Android device's tablet, Android device's screen, or Android phone, Android tablet, whatever you want to call it. I share it, I open up the camera app and front camera, and then that's usually how I show, you know, my face and stuff like that through this like screen share thing. But it's you know, it was fine, whatever. But the thing is, apparently, the version that Debian has in the repositories for this application, it was extremely outdated, and it didn't work with Android 12. So that really sucked. And so that, oh wow, okay, that was it. And so that really put me off. Now, there were some other issues as well, like, for example, you know, KDE, while it was an older version, I think it was perfectly fine. To be honest, I think the older version of KDE was perfectly fine, and it was perfectly usable in my use cases. However, I felt like there were a ton of options, and so I decided for my next Linux distribution to actually go with Pop! OS, which, by the way, the amount of time I actually used Debian 4 was like 3 days, about 3 days, which was fun. However, I decided to go for Pop! OS, and you know, it was great. Like, no fuss, no nothing. It was just me using my computer, setting it up at first, because obviously I need to do that. Copying my files over from copying my config files from my Arch installation over to my Pop! OS installation. It was, you know, good and stuff. Everything worked fine, but then, you know, like a week later, actually a little over a week later, I run upgrades on my system, right? So like sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade. But then while it was unpacking and you know, installing the updates, for some reason, something, I don't know what it was, but I don't really remember it all that well, so I might be a little off, or pretty much off, really. We're pretty off, really, I don't know, but libc6 just couldn't do its thing. It just, for some reason, libc6 just went kaput on that system, on that installation, and along with other packages as well, because apparently they're dependent on libc6, and yeah, that was kind of fucked. Even though I could have fixed it in some way, or like, I don't know. But anyway. And so my next distribution was, I decided to go for Fedora. Because I know Fedora is, you know, GNOME as well. Was like Pop! OS, it uses GNOME. It's just that it's customized to look different. So I decided to go with Fedora, because I was like, why not? Let's go for Fedora. Installation went fine. However, I did have some issues. Mainly the issue with my mouse, because my mouse was like accelerating like, oh gosh, my mouse was accelerating like crazy fast, which pretty much made my games unplayable. And because of that, I looked it up. I managed to fix this whole thing with the mouse acceleration and all that good stuff, and sure, it was fine. It was cool. It was fine. Fixed it. However, when I decided to put my when I was setting up the installation, I copied over most of my Chrome folder stuff again from my Arch installation over to a Fedora installation this time. And however, the thing is, there were some issues, and those issues were actually because I was like, it was like Fedora. I don't know what it was with Fedora, but when I copied over my config files, for some bizarre reason, it just wasn't, it wasn't using, like for example with Firefox, in your Chrome folder, there's a folder called .mozilla, which is where your Firefox profile is. For example, profile has your passwords and stuff like that, your browser history, your cookies. So it should work. However, for me, it did not work. I copied it over there, over to the home, over to the Fedora installation, nothing. Which really put me off because I really didn't feel like, setting up all that stuff. Which I can do it. I can set it up all, but to be honest, I really don't want to waste my precious time nowadays that much. So yeah, that's what really happened with Fedora. So I went back to Arch with XFCE, and at some point I decided, okay, let's try GNOME. However, this time, because I wanted to try out GNOME, I didn't feel like wiping out my XFCE installation and all that stuff. So I just decided to. Oh, right. So I just decided to install Arch Linux on my 7200 RPM desktop hard drive. So yeah, I installed it. It went all good and stuff. Cool. But there were some issues that I fixed. And now obviously, I had to do some stuff, and the thing that annoyed me about stock GNOME is that there is no toggle for mouse acceleration, but that is actually easy to fix. Oh gosh, you just need to have install something called GNOME Tweaks, and from there you can change the mouse acceleration and stuff like that. And that was easy enough. But yeah, and the rest, is usually me having fun with GNOME and stuff like that. And I gotta say, I actually enjoy using stock GNOME. Which, this is with no extensions, by the way. This is with no extensions. GNOME with no extensions whatsoever, and it was really fun to use. And it still is fun to use. And yeah, I really like GNOME, how just like it is, how it is when it is in its stock configuration. But I did change some stuff, or to make it a bit better. Well, but yeah, I guess I found my way home, and yeah, a lot of beautiful scene, I guess. Which let's actually get up to, I guess, show how it is from up there, but show how this place is from up here. Which it basically looks something like this. So yeah, it's pretty beautiful. And yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for me this time, and hope you'll have a nice day if it's day for you, and I guess have a nice evening, I think. but also it's like, I don't know, evening. Anyway, but also their time is in evening right now. But anyway, that's all I have for today. And yeah, see you in the next video whenever that comes out again. So yeah, bye.